Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is don't stalk your ex's social media. Now, this is video number 11, and the channel has been growing at a nice pace, and so as of today, I'm going to be answering questions from viewers in videos. And so if you would like a specific question answered in a video, email me at thelovechat@gmail.com, tell me a little bit about your situation, and if it is synonymous with a topic that I am covering or that I find would be useful to the viewers, I will definitely put it in a video with your permission. Now then, don't stalk your exes on social media. This is a topic I wish I didn't have to cover because it is such a painful moment in the breakup when we are separated from the one that we want to be with, and this is not a situation that we chose. And the only form of contact that we can even get from them, and this is not even direct contact, this is just like reading a newspaper, is going to their Facebook page or their Twitter or their Instagram and seeing pictures of them happy or with other people or not affected by the breakup. This is one of the crappiest places and crappiest feelings that a person can have. And the thought runs through your mind, do they even miss me? Are they affected in any way? This is not fair at all. I would do anything to get them back, and it looks like they would do almost nothing. And so we begin to beat ourselves up. We begin to feel like we don't matter. And this is the farthest thing from the truth. Because really, if you sit and think about it, what they're doing right now is avoiding thinking about you in any way, shape, or form. Okay? If they broke up with you, the very last thing they want to do is sit back and consider what they've done to you. They don't want to feel like a bad person. They want to feel like they weren't getting their needs met, they weren't being fulfilled to some degree. Obviously, this is contingent upon what happened in the breakup, or rather what led to the breakup. But they don't want to feel like the bad person. Because obviously, if you're here, the breakup was probably not mutual. It was probably very unilateral. They decided 100%. Or rather, you don't feel like the relationship was ready to end. And so your ex does not want to feel like a bad person. They just want to go and live their life and be happy and have their needs met. And this is something that we all want. But the problem is that some of us fulfill our needs through other people, when really we need to be complete ourselves first before finding another relationship. And as Coach Corey Wayne would say, you want to find another person to share your completeness with, rather than completing yourself by finding another person. And so when you see these things, they're basically a false image of what's actually going on internally with your ex when they are alone, when things aren't going right in their life. And when you stalk their social media, you begin a very unhealthy habit of basically, for example, what I used to do, and this will probably help you guys, is I used to look at my ex's Facebook Messenger to see when they were online. And I would think that if they're online, they can't possibly be on a date. When in reality, that's not only not true, but not even fair, okay? Because once we're broken up, it's none of my business what they're doing. It's none of my business who they're seeing. We're no longer together. Now, I understand that you want to see them, you want to hear their voice, you want to feel connected to them and see what they're up to. And I realize that a big fear in many of our lives is our ex seeing somebody new? But you have to understand that this is a thought that is preventing you from moving forward. It's keeping you situated in the same hopeless state that you left. And you have to remember that your ex chose not to spend any more time with you. You wanted the relationship to continue and to flourish and for you guys to both do great. And your ex unilaterally decided that they didn't want to be with you anymore. And so we have to learn, in an effort of self-love, to spend our time with people who want to be with us. And really, the problem with stalking your ex's social media is you're never going to see what you want to see. You're never going to see status updates saying how sad they are, or photos of them posting pictures of you and your ex together. The unfortunate reality is that whatever validation you think you're going to get by looking at their social media really won't come to fruition. In fact, the only thing it will serve to do is increase your anxiety, and that's something we're trying to keep to a minimum right now. So, what do? What should you do with your social media? Should you block your ex from seeing anything on your page? Should you unfriend or unfollow? Here is my recommendation. Because if we're trying to win your ex back, we can't close off that. I mean, to block them is to show them that you don't want to have any more contact with them, and that's just not true. You want contact with them. So I recommend, first and foremost, going no contact even on your social media. Now, for a lot of you, this will be hard because you're, in this generation especially, we use a lot of social media. We post a lot of pictures. We do a lot of status updates, a lot of photos on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all those things. If it can be helped, I would not post anymore. I would bring your pursuits elsewhere. I often find that social media makes us more sad anyway because we constantly find ourselves comparing lives. How are we doing versus how is our ex doing? We're moping. We want to post sad statuses and things that remind them of us. And they're having pictures of, I don't know, them rock climbing in Mexico or, having a nice glass of Chardonnay on a beach in Hawaii. So, frankly, it's just not going to help. You have to remember that right now, they don't want to think about you. And so anything that you do to try and to get them to think about you will make them even more irritated. So my recommendation is to go no contact on your social media. Because there will come a time when your ex begins to think about you again, and they're going to be creeping on your social media, right? They're going to be stalking just like you're not supposed to. When they become curious about you, why haven't I heard from this person? And I mean, we've covered all this with no contact. They're going to look at your social media and see nothing, no updates. And the first thing they're going to assume is, have I been blocked? And now remember, I do not endorse blocking your ex. We don't want to close that avenue. They need to know that they can still communicate with you. If you block them, that's not going to do any good. Rather, if you keep them in full view of your social media, go no contact. I mean, really don't post anything for a period of time. And then maybe once, maybe twice a month, post pictures of you living your life, having a good time. Okay? Now, the goal here is not to make them jealous. It's to live your life organically. It's to go out and be who you always were. Okay? You lost your ex for one reason or another, but somewhere within that reason was you stopped acting organic. You became anxious and needy. You weren't the person that attracted your ex in the first place. Return to that person. What was their hobbies? What did they like doing? What would their friend group look like? So go out and live your life organically. You're not going out in order to affect how your ex thinks about you. You're not going to go out and, if your ex-girlfriend broke up with you, hang out with a bunch of girls and take a bunch of pictures just to get a rise out of them. That's not the point. And they know you, and they know that you're not being yourself. And you need to return to the person that attracted them. Okay? Now, the reason that we're not posting as much is because we want to increase their anxiety, because what you're anxious about is what's on your mind. And we want you on your ex's mind. So, you are not restricting or blocking your ex. You're simply just becoming less active on whatever social media that you possess. Okay? Now, in terms of you looking at their social media, personally, I don't endorse it. I think its only purpose is to make you more anxious. Now, some of you, you're going to have a really hard time doing this. And so perhaps maybe the idea is to take some time off of social media. So, you are not restricting or blocking your ex. You're simply just becoming less active on whatever social media that you possess. Okay? Now, in terms of you looking at their social media, personally, I don't endorse it. I think its only purpose is to make you more anxious. Now, some of you, you're going to have a really hard time doing this. And so perhaps maybe the idea is to take some time off of social media.